Many of you, like myself, have been blown away by the game that is Red Dead Redemption 2. In this video, I discuss 3 reasons why I think, personally, Arthur Morgan is the ultimate protagonist. Hey, if you like this video, a like rating is always appreciated, and consider subscribing for more gaming related content. It should go without saying, but major spoilers lie ahead. Now, player choice allowed us to shape Arthur Morgan, so I am assuming the position of a high honor Arthur. Point 1. He is no hero. He isn't Superman. He doesn't represent the pinnacle of morality. He doesn't claim to be virtuous in any way. While we love these archetypal characters that are so frequently displayed to us in the entertainment industry, they can often feel unrelatable. People are not perfect. You and I, we are not perfect. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes, and sometimes we take paths in life that we should not have taken. In fact, a lot of us, more than we care to admit, are shaped by the circumstances that we find ourselves in. And that is the beauty of Arthur Morgan. He isn't your typical hero. He is a character who needs redemption. He's not a good guy, he's not a golden boy, but he can do good things. He represents a vessel that is capable of both incredible good and intense harm. Point 2. He is kind of a badass. Okay, this is mainly just a quick point, but Arthur, he is a joy to watch. Even the mundane interactions with the NPCs of the world become interesting when Arthur is injected into it. His character and his personality draw you in, and the hidden layers of complexity become more prominent as you move through the story. You realize exploring Arthur Morgan is a journey in itself. Point 3, and really the most pivotal and lengthy that I wanted to discuss. His journey, transformation, and ultimate demise are highly contentious and yet incredible genius all woven together. Rarely in a game do I get so attached to a protagonist, and yet Arthur Morgan has lit the internet ablaze with both praise and sadness. One of my previous videos was a tribute to Arthur Morgan, which involved John visiting the grave of Arthur for the last time. That's a shameless plug there. I'll leave that linked in the description below. You should check that out. The last chapter of Arthur Morgan was painful to me. It was painful because we knew what was coming. Arthur was sick and getting sicker. We, as an audience, gained insight into his life. It was rough. There was no happy childhood. As a young man, we learn he had a son who was murdered. He's been through some emotional, intense trauma, whether he shows this or not. By this time, he can see that Dutch is slipping, that things are falling apart within his gang and camp, and these people had been the closest thing to family that he'd ever known. And in one moment, in a particularly heartbreaking conversation, Arthur reveals his regrets in life and states that he is afraid to die. Afraid of what is to come, if anything. Arthur eventually spends his last days attempting to better the life of John, someone who he had previously disliked, but yet saw that he still had hope, that him, Abigail, and Jack could still have a life. Something that Arthur so desperately would have wanted for himself had he had the opportunity. But if he could give John that, if he could give John a chance at a life, then maybe, just maybe, his broken shadow of a life might just count for something. During the epilogue, we transition to play as John. And for me, I couldn't help but reflect on the man that Arthur Morgan became. As I focused on building my ranch, as I played family with Abigail and Jack, as I escaped the turmoil of outlaw life, well, you know, at least for a little while, I couldn't help but realize that none of this would have been possible without Arthur. That John owed him his life. And that's when I noticed something. something incredible in a game, and that was that I missed playing as Arthur. Not only playing, but I just missed Arthur. Rockstar incredibly managed to conjure feelings within the player of missing the man we had all come to know and love through his journey and end. So much so that many of us started a second playthrough to live the good old days in camp life. Oh, and we just left Micah in jail forever. Rat. Not every protagonist has this level of attachment invested by the players. That is no easy thing to do. I can think of one or two others that conjured similar feelings but not quite the same. Old Snake. His end was a tragic time and was very, very emotional. But Arthur Morgan, he hit us in the feels hard. Well done, Rockstar. These are just 3 quick reasons why, for me, Arthur Morgan is the ultimate protagonist. What do you think? Share who you think the ultimate protagonist is below, and if you agree in Arthur, leave your reasons below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, a like rating is appreciated. Consider subscribing for more gaming related content. I also do cinematic style movies using the Red Dead game. Check out this video, this tribute to Arthur Morgan, which involves John saying his last farewell.